What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Panthers Advice. Obviously, today is not going to be a film room study. Today, we're going to talk about the current status of the team and what the future looks like, right? A lot of you guys wanted to know, all right, next year, what is the team going to look like? Well, we're going to break down some contracts, look who's on the team this year, and who potentially could be off the team next year, and even the year after that. Let's look into it. All right, guys, we're on sporttrack.com. We're looking at everybody who expires in 2024. As you can see, this list is pretty long, and there's some pretty big names on this too. 2025, we're going to look at that too. Let's start with 2024. The first person you see on this list is CJ Hendorson. After this year, he's most likely gone. I'm sure he's going to get picked up, but he'll probably no longer be a Panther after this year. I know some of you guys are sad, not really. But let's go to the next person, Brian Burns. Now, this is a big one. This is a big one for a lot of reasons, right? If they were going to trade him, you thought they would have did that in training camp, which is crazy to believe. That was over 7 weeks ago. It doesn't seem like that, but that was over 7 weeks ago. He's still on the team. The trade deadline is a week from now. Now, with that being said, I don't want him to be traded, but I'm confused how he's not a top priority. This dude is a flat-out beast, right? He is a flat-out beast. Hopefully they figure something out with Burns, right? Hopefully he doesn't walk to another team. That would be bad. Next person's Frankie. Frankie's definitely going to get renewed. He's played pretty good this year. Given injuries in that linebacking core, right, I think he's definitely stepped up from last year. So Frankie's played pretty good. YGM, I mean, it depends on the contract they want to give him. He's 25. He's still fairly young. We'll have to see how that plays out. I'm not sure. Next up is Laviska. Laviska's an interesting one because you could say they probably won't just because he's not getting that many reps. But at the same time, you could make that argument because he's getting reps at receiver. He's getting reps at the running back. He's getting reps kind of everywhere. And that's because I think receivers, because we don't have depth. Running backs, because we don't have size. So they kind of need him. He's only making, what, 1.9 give or take. For that price, you can't go wrong with him. He's probably going to weigh out that free agent market, though, and see, can I get anything more than 1.9? The next guy we're going to look at right here is Justin Houston. Honestly, I was pretty hyped. I thought he still had something left in the tank. Now, I've watched the defense, but I haven't really watched him. If you look at his stats right here, nothing stands out, really. I mean, he had 2 tackles every week up until, against Minnesota, last 3 weeks. Hasn't really done anything. So, again, numbers tell one side of the story. You have to look at the film and figure out, okay, how many snaps is he playing? But as of right now, probably don't see another contract coming his way. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Haynes is hurt, so we'll have to see how that plays out. The next person I want to talk about is Jeremy Chinn. I'm not sure what happened between last year, training camp, and the regular season because everybody talked highly about him going to the offseason, training camp, etc. And now, I mean, you guys have seen the articles. He's getting like 50% of the snaps. It doesn't make sense. They're not even playing him at safety anymore, which I get it. He's better in the box. But when you have some of our other guys out there and we're playing the Dolphins, you don't have him as a safety, something happened. Something happened. He's hurt right now. There's talks that teams will still trade for him. I've got a lot of Eagles and 49ers guys commenting on my page, hoping to get Chinn. So, I mean, his value is out there. I hope he stays, but there's talk, even with him hurt for the next, 4 to 6 weeks with that quad, teams are still going to go after him. That to me is crazy. That to me is crazy that we're not going to keep Chinn because that's what it's looking like. Next one's DJ. DJ. Another one with hype. And unfortunately, injuries, man. Just injuries. He's 27 already. 1 year, $5 million. They could offer him that again, actually, depending what other moves they do. But will DJ take another 1 year contract? Then we go to Sam Franklin. I'm not the biggest fan of, but I mean, 1 year, 2.5. I think more than anything, that's just depth, so I'm not mad at that. Giovanni, I mean, I don't know what the Panthers are doing with the fullback, the tight ends, etc. Because it seems like you think Ian Thomas is going to do his thing, then Tommy comes in, then Hayden comes in, then Giovanni comes in. I mean, I feel like there's no plan right there. So whether it's Giovanni, Hayden, Tommy, Ian Thomas, I don't know who's doing what on this team, guys. I really don't. Calvin, the tackle, 3 year, $2 million. Again, that's just death right there, right? $800, what, average. Sullivan, I think he got some reps against the Dolphins, actually. I think he got some reps against there. Again, $800,000, that's more just depth than anything. Then we got Deshaun Williams and Jalen Dalton. I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong with either one, depending on how big Deshaun's contract is going to be next year. Like I said, he took 1 year this year, $1.75 million. Next year, that might go up. We'll see how much. So that kind of plays into factor. Then you got Jalen Dalton making only $780,000. Really not that bad. Blackshear's an interesting one because the more I watch him, the more I see potential. Now, he is 25, so you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt, right? Because he's 25, so that definitely plays a factor. But the Panthers seem to be running a 2-3 back system, so might add an extra couple years. Say he could play till, what, 30, give or take? I like Blackshear. He just has that burst. Hubbard's physical. Sanders, we're not even going to that right now. I do like Blackshear. I wasn't the biggest fan of him. You can go back and look. But the more I watch him, the more I see that passion, that burst that no other running backs have. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Henry's hurt. You got the long snapper. You got Hill. Hill's an interesting one because Hill has definitely played amazing for a 1 year, $1.3 million contract. Hill might be the most talked about guy that's not a big name. I think. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. But Hill has definitely impressed this year. He's 29, so that's something to think about. But 1 year, $1.3 million. Hill has definitely done his thing. Then we got Troy Hill. I don't see him being a first or second string cornerback probably ever, given that he's already 32. If he stays at 1.2 mil, I think the Panthers will have him just because of depth, because obviously the Panthers can't stay healthy in the secondary. We got Amir Smith-Marset. I'm going to check his stats real quick. Give me a sec. As we look at Amir right here, we got 3 returns for 14, 2 for 15, 2 for -3, 3 for 35, 1 for 3, and 2 for 21. It's just going to depend. Can the Panthers find a better punt returner than him, and can they find one cheaper? I mean, he's 1 year, $940,000. So for that price, he may stay on the team. We'll have to see what happens. You got Nick Thurman right here. LeBron Ray. Again, these are just 1 year contracts. Dante Jackson. Dante's a big one. And he's going to start that 2025 expired contract year. There's talks of the Panthers trading him. And the more I start to look into the Panthers fans on social media, there's talks that the Panthers fans also want him gone. So let me know your thoughts on Dante. Dante's an interesting one. Chinn too, right? Because that would change everything in the next couple of years. We're going to look at a couple 2025s. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and then we're going to call it a wrap. So obviously, we look at Dante Jackson. Corbett better stay. Let's just say that. Corbett better stay. Derek Brown. Next year, Derek Brown, he better stay too, right? I mean, next year is huge. Ian Thomas, I'm not even going to say anything. The jury is still out on Shaq, right? We got Andy Dalton. I mean, it depends. Does he want to stay a backup? Does he not? I mean, he's making 2 year, $10 million contract. Make another easy 10 mil, backing up Bryce Young. We'll see what he wants to do. You got the punter. You got TMJ next year. Man, these next couple of years, guys, woo! Brady Christensen, Tommy. So we had what? In the first one, we had Giovanni, Ian Thomas, now Tommy. I mean, these next couple of years, this team could look completely different. Eddie should stay, I think. Hubbard next year as well. I mean, this is crazy. Woo. And that's about it. 2026 is going to be interesting too. But we're going to save that probably till the offseason. We'll have to figure out what happens with these guys first. But let me know your thoughts. Like I said, there's some big names here. CJ, most likely, he's gone. Burns, I hope we figure out a contract. I would hate to see him walk. Levis is going to be interesting because it's like, all right, what's his value, right? They're not really using him at running back. They're not using him at receiver. They're trying to use him just a little bit everywhere. I wish they would just pick a place and put him there, right? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. There's some big decisions that the Panthers are going to have to make this year. So let me know your thoughts on that, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay tuned. Panthers Advice is out.